Lagos dey scatter in the early hour of today. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the run right now. Tinubu shed in tears because the prophecy that came out in the early hour of today is packed up a lot of reactions on different social media platforms. The popular prophet have finally come out. The popular prophet that predicted the death of Ondo State Governor Akeredolu that died few days ago this December. The prophet made mention of the day that Akeredolu will die, and he died on that same day. The prophet have finally come out to make a prophecy. This popular prophet have gave his prophecy regarding Tinubu now. He gave a date. He said September, and he made mention of the day in September 2024 that he's going to die. He said if he did not die, that shows that God did not call him. Everywhere scattered in the early after the moment this prophecy was made. I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. A lot of things is happening, and even RUFAI, OSENI, and REUBEN ABBATI of Arise News, a prophecy have finally come to them. So RUFAI, OSENI, and REUBEN ABBATI should be prepared. This man have said it all. None of his prophecy have ever failed. With the record that he have based on the prophetic, his prophecies never fail. Tinubu is in serious trouble now. They said Kashim Shettima, the vice of Tinubu, should be preparing to take over and all of that. That is what he said. I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share, just like it as you're watching it, like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across the channel for the very first time, ensure you click the registration button appearing on your video screen, and don't forget, click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video, if you have time, YouTube will easily notify you. Big thanks to all our returning subscribers, and if you are not subscribed to this channel, ensure you click the registration button on your video screen as I've said earlier. And a big thanks to all our returning subscribers once again. Throughout the 2023, you guys stay back on our channel and check out our content and a day-to-day update on politics and all of that. And happy new year to all our fans worldwide at LAJUPOG TV, both in Nigeria and diaspora in different countries all around the world. I pray we get the best things of the year. Now, the update I have for you today is regarding what is happening in the political zone right now. A lot of things is really happening. Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to Lagos to celebrate his new year and all of that. But something tragic happened in Lagos State. A lot of people have been running in panic, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been shivering in tears now. Tinubu is in total panic and in total fear because the prophecy that came out regarding Bola Ahmed Tinubu sparked up a lot of reactions, and this prophecy is having a time date. You know, a lot of prophecies came out, but the best prophecy that scare people most is the prophecies that come with a timeline, a prophecy that come with dates. So the prophecy regarding Bola Ahmed Tinubu have finally come out. Come and see what is happening. Even when Tinubu get to Lagos State, a lot of people were shouting. Tinubu went to mosque with a big convoy, walking in the street of Lagos that he called his home. When Tinubu was walking in the street of Lagos with his car and all of that with his convoy, a lot of people couldn't follow him. Unlike Nigerians that we know before, they will be following the politician like as if they are dogs and all of that. But Nigerians were just watching and looking at the rascality of these people with their convoying and all of that. So Nigerians were watching and they were shouting, Ebin Power in Yoruba. You know, Lagos is a Yoruba man, and Tinubu himself is a Yoruba man, and the people of Lagos were shouting. Instead of them to be following him and be hailing him and all of that, they were shouting and yelling at Tinubu. Even at New Year thing and all of that, they said Ebin Power. They were shouting in the street. And for those of you that did not hear Yoruba, the meaning of the Ibn power is we are hungry, we are hungry. Those are the words of the people. The people were yearning that. The people were dying of hunger. This man did not care to know. These politicians in the Asarok chamber, they don't care to know what the people are going through. Now the people have finally expressed their opinion. They have expressed their pain to the face of TINUBU that they are hungry. You should find something to do. So that's a big blow and a disgrace to Bola Ahmed TINUBU. But that's not where we're heading to. A prophecy has finally come out, and this man was the man that predicted the prophecy regarding the death of late governor of Ondo State, Akeredolu. The man made the prophecy and he gave the timeline for the death of Akeredolu. He said Akeredolu will go down in December and all of that, and it eventually happened. Now this man have come up with a prophecy regarding Bola Ahmed TINUBU. TINUBU is in tear right now. But I'd like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can't share it, just like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up so that YouTube will recommend it for us, so that it will get to the last person, even in Nigeria. They said the vice of TINUBU should be preparing to take over now and all of that, because this man prophecy never failed. You know, a lot of prophecies have come out in time past and all of that. We know that a lot of Nigerian pastors are not being called by God, and some are not even hearing from God, but they will come out just to chase clout and all of that, to make prophecies and make predictions that are not even coming true. But this man have the record. He have the record on ground. None of his prophecy have ever failed. He made the prophecy, and he always make prophecy with time and date. He will always make his prophecy and put and attach a time to it. And this man is a man that TINUBU fear a lot among Nigerian prophets and pastors and all of that. TINUBU respect and fear this man a lot, and the man have finally come out. He said 2024 September is going to die, that if he did not die, they should not call him a man of God again and all of that. And he says that September, he made mention of the day in September. He said people should watch out for the day that the deputy will take over, the vice will take over. That was what this man said. He said after his death in that September, he made mention of the day in September. That is what I wanted to take note of in this video. That is what I want to point attention to. The date that this prophet announced is an unshakable date according to report. Now this prophecy sparked up a lot of reactions, and even he made a prophecy regarding RUFAI, OSENI, REUBEN, ABBATI of Aristos and all of that. They should be prepared because something is coming, and this man made mention of everything. So RUFAI and REUBEN should be careful at now. But before I show you the prophecy of this man, I would like you to hear what RUFAI, OSENI and REUBEN, ABBATI said regarding what TINUBU did and all of that. You will hear everything, but after that one, the prophecy of this man will pop up. You will hear everything yourself. This is not my own personal opinion. A lot of Nigerians are already tired of this so-called TINUBU, Renew Hope and all of that. Everybody are already tired. Come and see what is happening. Stay connected, obedient. After RUFAI, OSENI and REUBEN, ABBATI of Aristos speaks regarding what TINUBU is doing, then you will hear what the prophet said. Stay connected. I'm coming back again, because I'm coming back to interpret what the man said, because he spoke a lot of it in Yoruba and all of that. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again for those of you that did not hear Yoruba.
New Year, new speech. It came up on a positive note. Said a lot of things, reassured Nigerians that he understands the pain and suffering. But I'll say it's not just about understanding the pain and suffering. What are you going to do about it? I'm happy you said for yourself, President TINUBU, that people are beginning to ask, is this a renewed hope you promised? Yes, people are beginning to ask. Just like it was seen when you went to the mosque in Lagos Island, where people were screaming at the background, it being power. What it means is people are hungry. He said a lot of other things, struck all the positive notes, reassured a lot of Nigerians, called them, rallied them to success, said he's going to do a lot of things. But in that speech, I did not hear a tribute, at least some thought, for those that were killed in Jos. The attacks, Christmas period. And that's very fresh in our memories. I think it was only right to have paid tribute to them. Because these people are not just statistics. Only yesterday I was speaking to a very prominent Nigerian I will not want to mention. And she told me how one of those that were killed was somebody that worked with her. That he pretty much traveled on the 23rd. And she was telling him, oh, just wait, after Christmas you can go home. But he got to his destination, and before or by Christmas he was killed already. So these people are not just statistics. They had dreams, they had family members, they had things they wanted to do in their life. They too had aspirations of 2024 being their year, like we all say. but Nigeria failed them. So I'll have thought that President Tinubu will have spared the thought for them. He talked about some high points. So what are the high points? He talked about, the Siemens deal that he spoke to with LAJUPOG, and we'd like to see that deal happen because we too will want electricity to be able to power our industries. But I think when that deal was talked about, Dr. ABBATI here said something very instructive that LAJUPOG said. He said it's incumbent on us to go and fix our home, and the Germans are ready. So have we done that? This deal has been in the pipeline since 2018. All the timelines exceeded. By now, if we had followed through that deal, we ought to be getting some measurable amount of megawatt of electricity now. But it's taking us a while. The same Siemens did not see any bottlenecks in working with Egypt. One of the presidential candidates, Peter, we have to go and learn from Egypt. But we have been on this, 2018 till this time, you can do the math of how many years that has been. 6 years down the line. So are we going to get it? That's a big question. Secondly, President Tinubu talked about, investment in agriculture, 500 hectares of production and all of that. I'm taken aback a bit, and I'd like to ask, President Tinubu gave a speech a couple of months ago where he rolled out the subsidies. What the palliatives for the subsidy removal. That was a speech I lauded because I felt at the time where a lot of Nigerians needed his input, he said all the right things. And I remember I gave a caveat when he gave that speech and asked all those palliatives that if properly implemented. But down the line, most of those things have not been properly implemented. One of the promises he made, there was 150,000 hectares to be planted across states for different crops. So I'm wondering, what happened to that 150,000 hectares? At least if he had planted that 150,000 hectares, we should be having some crops come out now to be able to cushion the effect. So he's announcing another 500,000 hectares. So what happened to the Hitherto announcement he made? That's the first one I'd like to ask. I think we need to be able to balance things out. He talked about all the things, some tax reforms he's been planning will also come into play and all of that. Yes. And also he talked about the budget. So the budget I want to talk about, because only yesterday an extra 1.2 trillion was added to the budget on Saturday before it was passed. And that was a breach of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. And a lot of people are complaining that this is reckless. Also, the 7.3 trillion to securitize ways and means. I'm sure Mr. Alibadi will be here today. Always talks about it's illegal to securitize ways and means. But my shock is, in about the first year you got in, 7.3 trillion securitizing ways and means. I thought we blamed the last administration for over 20 trillion in ways and means. Isn't that something we should watch? So I hope when the tax reforms and everything kick in, there will be full prosperity in the land. Then he called on his opponents. Yes, he constantly says that let's come together, elections have been won and lost. That's a good one. But also we must be able to deepen our electoral system. You see, because what we fail to realize is, it's not about partisanship what happened in the last election. It was the destruction of the electoral body and the destruction of the belief Nigerians had in the electoral system. That was what happened. So what are the reforms? Are we going to see the reforms in the new year? So these are part of the things we should look at in the speech. But all in all, very optimistic. Some will say it was low on detail, but the question people also ask is, it's not a policy speech, it's just a new year, feel-good speech and all of that. But I feel it missed some critical points. I also hit the nail on some critical points. And only time will tell if this resonates with a lot of people.
All right. Well, what time will tell? That is very clear. So this morning is that the speech delivered this morning by the president is dated. It is too obvious that that speech was recorded before the president came to Lagos, because the speech is not contemporaneous enough. And that, I think, is in itself, a scandal. It shows gross indolence on the part of those people who manage the president. And I speak as a person who had gone through this process before. Now, you could see from that delivery that since the speech was recorded in Abuja, I imagine, that there have been developments in the country. A major development will be the killings on the plateau. That was conspicuously absent in that speech. I said, well, the president maybe did not need to go. They are having sent a very powerful delegation. But to they speak to Nigerians on New Year Day and not reflect his awareness and understanding of the killings on the plateau, and considering the fact that only yesterday 5 more persons were murdered in Boko's local government area, just shows and confirms how dated that speech is. And I put it down to the indolence of his managers, because wherever the president is, there is enough facility to update speeches, to change recordings. It's not as if it's a lengthy presentation. They could have updated the speech, do a fresh recording yesterday, and it will have been up to date. And he said a number of things that are important to him. Food scarcity, to address food scarcity, to address electricity supply, to address the refineries. Would the refineries work? There's no certainty in that regard. And maybe that's the uncertainty that Dele Shobowale is talking about. Now he's talking about food supply. What is the guarantee that you can have food supply if there is still insecurity in the country? The president says in that speech, in fact, that security in the country has improved. Now, how do you say that to Nigerians just less than a week after people were being killed almost on a daily basis in over 58 communities in Plateau? How does that provide a justification for the claim that you make? He said electricity supply. At a time when power generation, power supply, power distribution in Nigeria is in the dark alley of 4,000 megawatts for over 200 million people. So how is that improvement in power supply? He said in that piece that we are joint heirs of the Commonwealth, and we also have a responsibility. Yes, we the people have a responsibility, but what we keep saying is that government cannot keep telling us to make sacrifice, and government is not listening. The conspicuous consumption that was demonstrated by way of the president going to the mosque to go and pray on Friday in Lagos, and he had a convoy that looked like he was going to war. Nobody goes to the mosque to go and wage war. They go there to pray to God, to seek the face of God. I mean, I've been part of a presidential convoys at home and abroad when I served in government. The convoy that I saw on that Friday just to go to mosque, I think that was unprecedented. And Lagos being the major political base of the president, you ask the question, what is he afraid of? So when it comes to us on New Year Day and he says we the people must make sacrifice because the country belongs to all of us, well, our leaders showing that this country belongs to all of us, and they themselves are ready to make the necessary sacrifice.
TINUBU gbọ́, kí TINUBU jẹ́ kí ni kó gbọ́, kí AKPABIO kó gbọ́, the 2 House of Assembly kó gbọ́, kí Gbajabiamila kó gbọ́, kí Dangote kó gbọ́. Ó ní Sẹ̀lẹ́nì, ó ní ààyè lóòótọ́, Jésù wà lókùrú, ẹ bá wa yọ̀, ẹ̀yin babalógo. Wọ́n pík àwọn ará ilé ẹ̀ ní July, wọ́n wá kọ́ lé iwájú Òpèpè àti Ọjọ́ l'Ondo State. Gbogbo gómìnà tó jalè l'Ondo State, ìdílé Akérédolú ló máa jìyà ẹ̀. Òun àtàyè àtàwọn ọmọ ló máa jìyà ẹ̀ ẹ̀lọ́kọ́lẹ̀. Olúwa ti ló máa wọ mọ́ṣúárì lọ́dún yìí tẹ́lẹ̀. Even Akérèdọ́lù, how many kids will live for 2024? For 2024, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kó wọ Nàìjíríà jẹ́, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sọ pé kò sí kọjú mẹ̀kúnnù fẹ́ ṣe. Ní 2024, wọ́n máa yan ọ́dítọ̀ burúkú ti àwọn Dangote. Wọ́n máa yan ọ́dítọ̀ ti gbogbo àwọn gómìnà. Wọ́n máa yàn ti Dèsíánì Màdúrókè, wọ́n máa yàn ti Ìdílé Buhari, aláti ọ̀run ni ẹ, hallelujah. 2024 ọdún káwọn èèyàn kà, ọdún jẹ́wẹ́sẹ̀, ọdún come and talk your own, hallelujah. The topic for the year tó ìkọ́tọ́ ló wá fi hàn, 2024 ọdún kìíní, ọdún jẹ́wẹ́sẹ̀, come and confess. Wọ́n sọ bó ṣe ṣe. ó lè sọ fún wa pé tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ mi ò tí ì mọ̀ bóyá ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní ìyàwó gómìnà méjì máa kú ní December. Ó ní gómìnà kan máa kú ní December. Ó ní márùn-ún dẹ̀ máa kú ní September tó ń bọ̀. So automatically ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀. Àti gbọ́ àwọn tó dìbò rí pé ẹ dìbò kẹjẹun ẹgbàá 2000 kẹlẹ́ síbẹ̀. Eléyìí tó kù lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba náà fojú síbẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹgbàá ẹ̀yin mẹ́rin láyìn ẹgbàá àpò ráìsì kẹlọ́pín ló bá dọ̀dún mẹ́rin lẹ́bi kẹtí yọjú sí wa. Ọdún ta fẹ́ gbọ́ rìsọ́ọ̀tì rí bí kíní wọ̀nyí rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ 2024 àmà gbọ́ rìsọ́ọ̀tì. Tẹ bá ní wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí Amúsù, tẹ ní wọn bí Lọ́sìn, tẹ ní wọn bí Ọbásanjọ́, tẹ ní wọn bí Àtíkù, tẹ ní wọn bí ọba bí Sàrùmí, tẹ ní wọn bí àwọn Dangote. Ẹ máa gbọ́ rìsọ́ọ̀tì wọn tẹ́bẹ̀ bá dẹ̀ ní wọn bí Gàmbàrí, tẹ bá dẹ̀ tún ní wọn bí Búrútáì, tẹ mọ́ dẹ̀ ní gbogbo àwọn tó bá gbogbo àwọn tó bá Buhari ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n máa kọ́wọ́ lé káńtà ní yíyí àtàfẹ́ mú yìí kì í ṣe pé wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́ mú lé káńtà wọ́n máa kọ́wọ́ lé káńtà. Hallelujah. This is the year 2024 and I told you it's a year of carryover. Year of what? Carryover. Àlébù àwọn kan tó ṣe dáadáa last year wá tún ṣe. Tó bá jẹ́ mi ní January 1 ni màá ti forí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ oko ẹ̀gẹ́. Máa lọ roko ní ọ̀dẹ̀ 1. Bẹ́ẹ̀ máa lọ ra adìẹ abo. Ṣebí Monday ni ọjọ́ kí ni ọjọ́ ajé. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ kẹlẹ́ máa fọwọ́ sí ìmọ̀tò lè máa jẹ wá. Ẹ má dúró de Tinubu o. Ẹ má dúró de Yìrì. Ẹ má dúró de Sàrùmí. Ẹ má dúró de gómìnà Lagos State o. Ẹ má dúró de Adébóyè Oyèdèpọ̀. Ẹ má dúró de Marcus Sábẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kó kọ́ta ẹ̀ lọ́ máa kó. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́ máa bá wọn fọlẹ̀ lápàtí ẹ̀ bọ́ síbẹ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ kọjọ́ kan tún lọ lófo. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ó máa tún affect December. Tí a bá ti mú day 1 kúrò ó ti kúrò ní 365 ó ti kú 364 ṣé bá ṣe máa sákúrè. Hallelujah. For every newscasters they are very wayward in Nigeria looking for envelope one day. Tẹ́ bá wo tẹlifíṣàn tó máa halẹ̀ mọ́ Tinubu yẹn kí lórúkọ Arise envelope náà nìdí kí náà nìdí envelope ńlá bíi ti Déléjì wá wọ́n máa sáàmù ọlọ́dún tàbẹ́ mú yìí wọ́n máa rí gbà ẹni tó dá channel sílẹ̀ olórí ògbóni olórí olè ní olórí olè ayérayé. Hallelujah. But one day, many days is for the thief, one day is for the owner. 2024 is one day for the family of Goodluck Jonathan, for the family of Alice Madueke, for the family of all the bad people in Nigeria, even Akirolu, and many kings will live for 2024 one day. Can you run away from your shadow? Can you dodge your shadow? No! No! How many pastors in Nigeria tó kù tó láàánú kò sí? How many wòlíì ní Nigeria tó lè rí àánú nílẹ̀ kò sí? How many general overseer tó lè rí àánú owó Celestia táyé wọn ti kọjú sóòrùn alẹ́? Wọ́n náà lọ ń pín machine fáwọn tó wà ní Mẹ́kọ́. Wọ́n pín nǹkan sí àwọn tó wà ní Mẹ́kọ́. Nǹkan táwọn èèyàn lè fi wọ́n náà ṣe empowerment látọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ Ọ̀ṣọ́fà. Nígbà tẹ́nu tí gbé EFCC máa gbé tó ti kówó jẹ láti bí 20 years. Ó jẹ lọ rẹ̀ ata àti gbogbo ẹ̀. Ata mélòó náà fẹ́ lọ ní Mẹ́kọ́? Hallelujah. Àwọn ìyàwó olùṣọ́ àgbẹ̀tọ̀ tó bá bàbá ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti kú láti ìgbà tí bàbá ẹ̀ tó kú kí ló pè wọ́n jọ kí ló ṣe fún wọn kò sí. Nígbà tí mo sọ fún yín láti yẹ bí adé òkú máa kúkú yà ní Republic of Benin ó ti wà mútúrárì ó ti kú bó ṣe dóyàwó oníyàwó ní London bó ṣe lè lọ nílẹ̀ ní London bó ṣe sá lọ sí Kútọ́nù bó ṣe láti gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ń fòye kọ́ àwọn èèyàn lọ́rùn káàkiri tó ń oríṣiríṣi kọ́ lọ káàkiri ó ti tán one day bẹ́ẹ̀ ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ kí ló àjẹ̀fẹ́ tún sọ ẹ ló bá fẹ́ hùwà Abacha kò hù ẹ tó bá fẹ́ hùwà Babangida kò hù ẹ ẹjọ́ bá wù Abíọ́lá kò wù kò ní kọ́ bá yán wá sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ agbowó kò máa bá yàwó ẹ̀ sọ ẹ̀ ṣe lú ẹ̀ ewó láti rí kí la fẹ́ rí ní Nàìjíríà tá a ti rí ó ní kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe ẹ̀yin gọ́fúnà kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe ẹ̀yin sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe Àkpábíò kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe Wike kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe Tinubu bẹ́ẹ̀ni tàbẹ́ lórí tó ń jẹ Tinubu yẹ kí ló tún kù tẹ́ ó ṣe ìwọ́ọ̀sì láàrin tí kí ẹ ní nǹkan tẹ́ ó bà wá Ọlọ́run ló lè fún ọ ní nǹkan kí Nàìjíríà dìde ẹjí gbogbo ọkọ̀ tó sùn lọ Nàìjíríà ẹ lọ fọwọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo ọ̀tá ń bá káàkiri jíjẹ mímu yìí náà ni Adébóyè tó ń parọ́ jíjẹ mímu ni Oyèdèpọ̀ tó ń sọ tó lọ ní mẹ́rẹ̀kù tó ń jíjẹ mímu ni then Marcus tó ti ẹ̀ ń pariwo káàkiri káàkiri jíjẹ mímu náà ni hallelujah ṣùgbọ́n tèmi yàtọ̀ sí tiwọn o ọmọ àgbẹ̀ ni mí o ọmọ caterpillar mechanic àfi bẹ́ẹ̀ lówó lé wa àfi ní òfin tipátipá wọ́wọ́ o ní òfin tipátipá wọ́wọ́ bí tàwọn Adébóyè tàwọn Oyèdèpọ̀ agbárípọ̀jù mathematician Adébóyè ó mọ palm 3 from 4 òun àti bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú ìyá kan ló bí wọn lọ́rùn ìyá kan ló bá wọn méjèèjì agbárípọ̀jù bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú wa lè kò sí nlé wọ́n ta púùlù lọ eléyìí jẹ́ orí òjẹ́ Dundee United àti Arsenal àti Birmingham 1947 wọ́n máa gbábí ìwọlé náírà pool kí ló gbẹ̀yìn náírà pool irú ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 2024 bó tètè kówó Nàìjíríà wálẹ̀ ó lè yé o ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ló bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kó pamọ́ o máa larí mọ́lẹ̀ o máa so òní jí ìyá ti jẹ mẹ̀kúnnù Nàìjíríà kọjá bọ́dà ìyá ti jẹ wọ́n lé dé ẹnu òbí wa ó ti yí wá dìbẹ̀ pé àní kúrúnà ìyá pọ̀jù Nàìjíríà ń jìyà ní 2024 ikú àjẹsẹ́kù nínú GRA nínú government quarters nínú estate nínú gbogbo tó ń kó pamọ́ sí èrò inú wọn ní gbogbo ìgbà yes yes hallelujah lára gómìnà Ondo State ikú máa jẹun lára Adélékè ikú sì máa jẹun lára Ọ̀yọ́ State government ikú sì máa jẹun lára Tinubu lára Akpabio lára gbogbo Wike lára mọ́ ikú sì máa jẹun ṣé ẹ rántí pé àdéhùn wà láàrin ikú àti ilẹ̀ ó ní má wọ́ọ̀rì that's Genesis 2:3 ó ní a ó fi eruku fún eruku a ó fi iyẹ̀pẹ̀ fún iyẹ̀pẹ̀ ìwọ ó ti yẹ kọ́kọ́ ti yẹ sọ́bẹ̀ kan máa bù sórí pósí ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ náà lè fẹ́ kẹ́nìbọ̀dì rúùlù sí ẹ ní ọdún tó fẹ́ mú yìí tó máa gbówó rẹpẹtẹ ń bẹ̀ 1 Timothy 6 1 Timothy 4 1 Timothy 5 1 Timothy 6 from verse 4 to 10 ó nítorí pé tó bá lọ fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tó yú èèyàn kan ò rí rí ojú ẹ náà máa rí nǹkan téèyàn ò tí ì rí rí àwọn pípọ̀ yóò wọ́n ọ̀mọ̀ kọ́ láyé máa dọ́dọ̀ wọn ọlá ti ní ìyọnu nílé wọn nílé Ámósù nílé Àkpábíò nílé Ìkórèmàdò nílé Ọ̀jì Kálú ó ti ní nílé ẹni tó ń lìdí gbogbo àwọn agbèrò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Olúọmọ owó miss road ní hallelujah owó ṣe kí ni ó miss road kò gbà bí tó yẹ kó gbà ayé ló sọ pé ó tọ́ ṣùgbọ́n Jésù ló ṣe kí ni ó sì kù Tinubu gbọ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ kí ni kó gbọ́ kí Akpabio kó gbọ́ the two house of assembly kó gbọ́ kí Gbajabiamila kó gbọ́ kí Dangote kó gbọ́.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what Prophet TIBETAN said. You know, this man said it all in this video. He said the prophecy regarding Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He meant the prophecy regarding Akpabio, Wike, Dangote, and all those people that are mafiaing Nigerian money. They are not conscious of the fact that people are dying of hunger every day. These people are not having the people in mind. The people that they claim that they're serving, they do not have them in mind. They are making people to be dying of hunger every day. People cannot afford to eat 2 square meal again. including civil servants that are claiming to be working for the government, civil servants that are supposed to be living a better life. They are all living in pain and regret of this present government. So a lot of things are already going wrong, and yet WIKE will come out in the House of Rock chamber and will be allocating 15 billion for the new residence of vice president. That is not even relevant. These people, they don't have the people in mind, and a lot of people in the House of Rock chamber, AKPABIO will come out with mafia Nigerian money, billions of naira. They deal with billions. They don't care about millions. Millions is not their game. They abuse millions in the House of Rock chamber, and TINUBU begin to allocate money that are irrelevant, and forgetting that people are not seeing 2 square meals to eat and all of that. A lot of things are actually going wrong. Now, looking at what Prophet Marcus Tibetan said, that man said it in many of his prophecies. He said it in one of his prophecies. He said Akeredolu is going to go down. Even before Akeredolu, the late governor of Ondo State, even before he died, Tibetan came out and made a prophecy, and he said he saw 3 coffees, and Akeredolu is occupying one, and 2 other people are occupying the other ones, and all of that. And it was later that Akeredolu came down and he died and all of that. And it was this same man that still came out again. He said the 2 remaining coffees are still vacant, but the people that will occupy it, they are very near, and they are in the political class and all of that. And that same man has finally come out again regarding 2024 that will just enter. The man said it. For those of you that did not hear Yoruba, let me interpret what Prophet Tibetan said in that video. That man said TINUBU and others, 5 others, they are going to go down in September this year, 2024. He said their vice, their deputy will be the one to take over their positions. He said if he is not the man of God, that God will not show him. And according to him, many of his prophecies, like 99%, always come true. Let's watch out till the day that this man is saying, because he says September. Let's watch out till September 2024, and he says some will go down in December 2024 too. So let's see what will happen. Let's see what is going to go wrong. The main mention of WIKE, AKPABIO, and some other politicians, he said God is surely coming for them this 2024. That this 2024 is a year of vengeance and all of that. And if you look at what RUFAI, OSENI, and REUBEN said in that video regarding the convoy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos State, those are unnecessary spendings, unnecessary bills for the president to be going to mosque in his own state and all of that. What is this care for in his state? What is he afraid of? Why is he moving in such a massive convoy? Unnecessary bills, unnecessary cars, unnecessary fuel that they're wasting and all of that. They're just wasting presidential funds, and the people that are supposed to be running after them, unlike Nigerians that we know before. Nigerians will always run after this politician just because they want to eat something and all of that. But Nigerians in Lagos State, when they saw the convoy of TINUBU, that TINUBU is passing by in the street of Lagos going to the mosque, they were just standing and watching the rascality of these people. They were watching the necessity that these people are actually doing and all of that. They are seeing everything. Nigerians are not even running after them. Nigerians in Lagos State were just watching, and they were shouting "Ebin Power," meaning we are hungry, we are hungry, we are hungry. You can imagine the Christmas that we just finished concluded is not even Christmas. And a lot of people come out in different social media handles and different social media platforms. They said this Christmas is not Christmas because Nigeria have finally burned. Unlike Christmas in other countries, we saw videos of Christmas in other countries, how people were actually enjoying their life and happy in their country. But in this so-called country, Nigeria, a lot of people cannot even afford 2 square meals, talk less of buying clothes for their children, and a lot of people cannot even relocate to their new houses, but they remain in their rented apartment just because there's no fund outside. Even the money that we keep in bank, we'll go to the bank will keep telling us that the money is not even with them again, that we don't have access to cash and all of that. Look at what is happening in a country that will practicing democracy. Look at what is happening in a country where we say that we have a government and all of that. And these people are in the Aso Rock chamber there. They are mafiaing Nigerian money, they are knifing Nigerian money, and EFCC is there busy with Yahoo boys, running after Yahoo boys like as if they don't want scatter escaping street. They don't move closer to these politicians for them to account for how they are spending the public fund, how they spend the Nigerian fund and all of that. Accountability is not part of that game. Even the EFCC are the one that is even guiding all these people and doing everything possible for these people to just eat the country bent and all of that. So that is what is happening. I've never seen a situation where the people of the president are the ones shouting, "Ebi Npawa, we are hungry." This country have gone to the last stage, and according to what Reuben and ABBATI said, they said the press conference or the address that TINUBU addressed Nigerians on January 1, 2024, he said it was recorded, that thing had been recorded few days ago in Abuja even before TINUBU come to Lagos. So it was just a recorded tape that was played to Nigerians. So that was because that thing, according to what Reuben and ABBATI said, it wasn't updated. That thing wasn't updated because a lot of killings in Plateau State and killings begin to show face different angles and all of that. But the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, failed to address that. That shows how outdated that address and that speech is. So what do you guys think? I'd like us to drop your opinion regarding what is happening in Nigeria right now and regarding the prophecy of Prophet Marcus TIBETAN, the celestial prophet that just spoke regarding what is going to happen and the number of politicians that are going to go down in 2024 and the month that they're going to go down. So drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. So I'm going to dedicate another thing for you. Ensure you follow me on all my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Happy New Year once again.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, why you with the for church? All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.